Alright, so we're going to do another hauling mission using these custom touchscreens, which, as the message on screen says, you can get if you go to the streamteam.com website, you can get the software, and it has instructions explaining how to go get the customizable touchscreens themselves. They're cheap, far cheaper than normal touchscreen devices for custom, or not custom, but specific jobs, specific apps. These are about like $35 each, and they're customizable on top of that. They have like they have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and SD card slot, USB, if I didn't already say that. And so you can write software for them since they're customizable. And that's what I did. So I made an app. It's in two parts. One part is a Python app that's a desktop Windows app. The other part is a C++ app made for a chip called ESP32, which is what's in the chip that's the heart of the touchscreen. And so use the Python Windows desktop app to upload the C++ app onto the touchscreen, and then you can talk to it with the either with the desktop app that I made, which uploaded the brains onto the thing, or you can put it in like Bluetooth keyboard mode and let it talk to Windows directly as a Bluetooth keyboard, which is what I do most of the time. That's what I'm doing right now.
Please visit us again.
When it's in a Bluetooth keyboard mode, then you just go to the Bluetooth screen in Windows and pair it to Windows. You don't have to have a code or anything. You just see it'll have a name, because when you use my app and you upload the software to it, you give it a name, and so then its name shows up in Windows when you go into that Bluetooth screen to pair. So then you pair it, and then it's a Bluetooth keyboard, and you can like open up Notepad and press one of these keys on whatever skin you upload onto it, and whatever keyboard keystrokes you told the skin to play back when you touch one of those hotspots, it'll play back. It'll play it back into Notepad, or whatever app you open. The commands I put into these two skins are obviously for Star Citizen. It's in Star Citizen keyboard commands. And so, yes, I can open up Notepad, send those commands into Notepad, but it won't do much. It'll print some stuff out on the screen at most, or maybe open some menus or something. But here in Star Citizens, you just you just open up any app and make the hot buttons, the hot spots on your skins that you create, make them just be whatever commands match the app that you want to use them in. You can make them for any app on Windows. Yeah, okay, so...
Your vehicle has been delivered to the follow. Please visit us again. Goodbye.
Strange. Okay. That's better than upside downs. No, I did not get myself a mission. Let's do that first. Anyway, if you go to the streamteam.com, I have a page just about these touchscreens in the app called SkinSync, and you can watch a video. I think it's on the bottom of the page where I record myself using the touchscreens and setting them up and stuff, and go all over it in detail. It's just a hauling mission. What I'm trying to do is get my level up. Currently what I'm trying to do is get my level up to, I think it's called experienced, which is the next level I'm almost at. And I've heard that at that level is when I'll finally get big hauling missions, which I assume are, well, they're probably not all direct hauling missions, but direct planet-to-planet missions that have big inventory that you move all at once. Because I've got a ship that can do that, but I don't really have any jobs to use that ship for, because I'm not high enough reputation with this planet that I've chosen as my home planet. So I'm building up that reputation by doing these smaller jobs. That's why I'm using that, this medical ship. Oh, actually, I don't need to do that, because even though it's a medical ship, it has plenty of room for doing smaller missions, hauling missions, so it's convenient because of it being small and being a medical ship, which takes care of any food and water needs or healing needs. Okay, we're all loaded up. Let's get thrust going. Traffic control, let us out of here. Okay, I think I turned thrust off. Yeah, I did.
Thank you, and please visit again.
did it again. I want to come over here and click, thank you. Okay, now to here. Yes, thank you. Okay, let's jump. Let off this cargo. Okay. I'll make sure it didn't hit any rocks. Thought I saw something. That was too fast. I was hurting myself with G-forces. Didn't pass out though, so it didn't matter. Let's ask traffic control to give me a hanger. And it's always on the other side. I do not know why.
I'm sorry. Due to inactivity, we have been forced to assign your landing zone to another customer. Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay. Please proceed to assigned landing bay. You are clear to launch.
Launch complete.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Landing gear up. Shield system offline.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay. complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Engines offline.
Actually, while I'm thinking about it, let me check my fuel real quick. Okay.
You are clear to launch.
Engines online. Launch complete.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Landing gear up. Shield system offline. Landing gear down. Landing complete.
All right, while we're traveling here, take the time to jump over to a view of my website. Over to a view of my website. If I could figure out how to do it here. Over to a view of my website. If I could figure out how to do it here. Over to a view of my website. If I could figure out how to do it here. Over to a view of my website. If I could figure out how to do it here. Okay, I think it's showing up in OBS. Let's see if it shows up in the stream. If I could figure out how to do it here. Looks like we made. Yep, there it is. Looks like we made it to the space station, though. But I think it's showing up in OBS. So now that it shows up in the stream, you can see the website. So okay, so this is the website. Looks like we made it to the space station that I'm talking about on that text. Okay, so now that it shows up in the stream, I spent 2 years making this website. You can see the website. So okay, so this is the website. I think I got that I'm talking audio going here. Yeah. Annoying. All right. I got to remember to mute that in the future. So this website I spent a couple years working on as part of my learning how to code using LLMs first, rather than me coding manually first, like I've done throughout my life. And each one of these apps, each one of these apps I used AI to help me build. And this one is available right now only if you join my Patreon, but the others are available as like in an online store, super cheap. These are that's the touchscreen software that can set up those customizable touchscreens to be like whatever skinnable type system you want. And Whisper Stream does text to speech and speech to text. In single or in batch. Lip Sync Flow creates AI actors that have lip syncing and all that. My Deep Thinker is using this LLM that was released recently, an open source LLM that is so small that it can run on a consumer PC without any connection to the internet or through their online services at all. It's not as good as the very top end ones, but it does work, and it's pretty interesting to play with on your own PC. Having an LLM chat that's not running up on anybody's services. You just have to have an NVIDIA card. And then I have a game I made recently using AI, which is free. Check that out if you'd like. It's a web-based app. And so back to, let's see if here I can get OBS to switch us back to the game. Looks like it worked. Let's get this delivery finished. Ooh, rocks, I didn't see those there. Okay, here we go. Other side as usual. ends up being here. Yep, pretty close. Pretty close. Probably 2 or 3 more. Okay, so I'm basically going to do this about the same mission again, one more time. I don't normally do 2 in one night, but I don't have a bunch of other stuff to do tonight. Got all my work done earlier for today. So back to Everest Harbor. Alright, this will take a minute to get there. I'll be back shortly.
Quantum fuel is at 75%. Quantum drive.
Alright, back. Alright, so let's see here. Find Everest Harbor. It's probably on the other side of the planet. Jump over there. No, still cooling from that long jump. %, 73%. Still cooling off the quantum engine, so I can't jump yet. I don't know if anyone is out there, but go over it again a little bit. Well, I guess we don't have to wait. We'll jump. These touchscreens, though, are custom touchscreens that you can get super cheap, about $35 each, I think, if I remember right. And cooling again. Huh. Wonder why. Let's try jumping around the planet so that we don't keep experiencing that cooling thing. Jump up towards this moon next time when it cools off. But these touch screens are, you can get them they're like little computers, but they're not really full-blown computers, but they do have a chip in them and you can load software into them. So I wrote software that turns them into these multi-menu, multi-skin devices, meaning they have an SD card you can put in them. Load as many skins as you want. The skins have hotspots on them, and you say when any particular hotspot gets touched, flash that hotspot and send the command to the computer. And I have these set up as Bluetooth keyboards, so they send commands like Bluetooth keyboards to Windows, and the Windows sends them to, in this case, Star Citizen. So I have these skins set up for Star Citizen flying around and that sort of thing. All right, let's jump to there. And we can just turn off the quantum halfway there, turn back around, and hopefully be able to jump to some other place on the other side of the planet and get to Everest Harbor. Let's jump maybe over there. Won't let me? No. I don't want to jump straight back yet. Let's back into quantum so we can pick up speed and just kind of without, even though we won't kick up. Well, maybe I can kick off quantum. I see something close to the planet right there. Yeah, gamma rays. Let's jump to that. There, what's that? Over here, or do I have to jump over there? Come on, hurry up. River. Collect, it's right there. Okay. So I made these, made software, because I'm a software developer, I've been doing it since I was a kid. So I made a software that has two parts to it, a Python app, desktop app for Windows, and then that uploads a C++ app onto the touch screen that controls the touch screen. And then you can control the touch screens from then on with my desktop app and for Windows, like loading skins onto it, for example. That's its main job, but it can do like multiple devices at once. Like I got 8 of these touch screens and you can load all 8 of them up at once and stuff like that. But once the skins get on there, you can put them in Bluetooth keyboard mode, and then Windows, as far as it's concerned, they're Bluetooth keyboards, and you make the skins look like anything you want. I don't care, naked ladies, whatever, to make the touchscreens look like anything you want. And then you pick hotspots and say, here's the command you sent when that particular spot gets touched. And that's how I had these skins created for Star Citizen. I'm not really an artist, but I was able to put together those skins there well enough to be a hell of a lot easier than using a keyboard. Let me ask for a hanger here. Traffic control.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
There it is. Nice. So that's the point of these. That message about the touchscreen and me having this touchscreen's all real big up on the screen is I'm trying to get people to go to the website. I've been a developer ever since I was a kid, but I'm not a salesperson. I'm not a business person, so I'm trying weird nerdy stuff to try to get people to come to my website and hopefully buy something or sign up for the Patreon and start brainstorming with me. Who knows what? This age of AI, a bunch of people who just want to make fun stuff with AI and want to be able to do it at home on their own PCs without having to pay hundreds of dollars per month for some expensive services from high-end companies. That's basically what I'm trying to do, though it's making it much harder with them buying up all the GPUs and RAM recently. But there are a few 100,000 people that already have nice GPUs, so that's enough to be a nice solid base. Place for people who want to do AI at home.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Nice soft landing. And I've got other apps up there also. 6 of them to be exact. The touchscreen, as it was, I think, the first, but it turned out not being my favorite. Though I do like using it with Star Citizen. It makes me quite happy that I'm able to use it with Star Citizen now. Just like because I remember sitting over on my chair, looking at my big computer screen, my main computer, and looking at this beautiful Star Citizen world and thinking, I wish I didn't have to keep looking down at the keyboard over and over and trying to remember what key or key combinations I have to press. And so then I imagine, having the equivalent of the MFDs and the spaceships. Yeah, I'd like to have something like that. So it's just like in the spaceship. And so I imagine something very similar to what's right there right now. I have 2 touch screens stacked on top of each other, and they're sitting on a laptop holder that you can get off of Amazon for like $8 or $9. And now what I had in my imagination is true. I'm sitting here using it in Star Citizen. Just every time I play now, it's normal. I don't even remember the commands for the keyboard. So all I have to do is remember the little pictures that I created myself, and I remember. I have to turn it. That's the problem. Yep. There's it. Slide it back in there. Push it a little bit more so there's room for another one, if need be, which might be. Got two of them in there before. No, it's probably just caught on the lip of that step. Yep. So, oh, yeah, one of the other cool apps is Lip Sync Flow. It's an AI actor. So if you want to make content where you have a character from a real-looking human to a cartoon character to some monster or something, you just got to come up with a starting picture of what that character looks like and what pose they're in and what environment they're in, all that. You have to come up with the picture, starting picture, which is easy to do with AI. And then a voice sample so that he knows what voice to mimic. And then some text for what text you want that character to say. And then you just give that job to, and you can give like batches of dozens or hundreds or whatever of these, but you can just give one to it also, and it'll make a video of that character saying whatever it is you want. And then probably my favorite one, which was the second one I made, Tell Me a Tale AI. That one is still locked behind the Patreon supporter thing, where you pay like whatever it is per month, $5 per month or whatever it was. I made it, and then join the Discord, and then in there you can get the Tell Me a Tale AI. But it's a story writer, a book writer, however you want to look at it. I made a 300-page story with it, Dungeon Dragon style story. And it uses AI to generate each page for you. It doesn't do it all from scratch. You have to put a premise in and some background information about the characters and stuff, but it has rules about how to write different types of stories built into it. And it gives that to the AI for you. You don't have to mess with that part. You just kind of give it the premise of your story so it knows what story you want. And then it generates page by page each story, and also an AI generated image for each story, or each page of the story. And then it also generates the narrator's voice that reads that page back to you, and creates some animations that play in the background, like maybe snowfall if there's some snow thing going on, or campfire if you're like out in the woods in a campfire on that page of the story, or just different types of animations it could do as like background stuff on that page. I think that's it. Been a while since I've used it, but I think that's all the different. And, well, it also it generates choices. So for what happens on the next page of the story, so maybe there's 3 or 4 choices at the bottom. Do this, do that next, whatever. And then you can also, there's always an option below those choices where you just type in what you want to have happen next. So if you never use any of its choices and always type in what you want to have happen next, then it generates each page after you give it the overall premise for the book, and then you can guide the direction it goes page by page. And it just, if you don't like what happened on that page, you can regenerate it. But so you can think of it as like a story generator, a book generator, or sort of like a personal book generator just for you to go through. It's like an infinite story book, or you can think of it as like a role-playing game where it's the dungeon master or whatever, and it's taking you through the world, through a story where you get to make choices. But I need to combine and flesh that one out. I've created a whole bunch more advanced AI tooling that works all locally now on just your PC without needing to call to other services, other systems like Comfy UI. So I definitely want to upgrade Tell Me a Tale AI and start making a bunch more content with it. Because making that 300-page book was nice. That really proved it out for me. but the text-to-speech generator that I used in it was the first one that I was working with, and so it's the most primitive one. But it still works well. It mimics, does voice mimicking and all that, but it also has some you know how AI is with some of its buggy issues that it can have. And the newer one I use now is much better. And there's an even newer one I'm probably going to look into adding that is also good, but it's also really fast. It generates much more quickly. Hot. Turn my fan on. Just a second. All right, should get cooled off down here now. All right, so I was talking about something. Oh, tell me to tell AI. Yeah, but I need to stop talking and get moving. I got a delivery to do here. All right, I just packed it up, and so I need to get out of here.
You are clear to launch.
Yeah, tell me to tell AI. I can see myself sitting there and using it to generate. Well, I already did it with the first one. I generated a 300-page story and recorded it, and I have it up on YouTube and Rumble. No, wrong direction. Up. And so people can watch me go page by page through the whole thing.
Thank you, and please visit again.
So they could get an idea of what it was capable of. And I like to, like I said, go back through and redo that whole story with the newer voice generator, narrator generator, and the newer image generator also. Because I've got a more high-end, because it generates an image for each page of the book, and it's about that page. And the first one I had in there, once again, is all right, but it's first generation. Now I have a better one. So I'm going to definitely upgrade Tell Me to Tell AI to a version 2 once I get to it. Basically, I'm following a plan that AI put together for me on how to get this streamteam.com, get some traffic flowing in of people who might be interested in working with me and obviously buying the apps. All right, which one am I going to go through first? And so right now I'm not building any more new stuff. Its recommendation was just make bunches of content and put it out there using Lip Sync Flow, my app for AI actors. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm creating a bunch of shorts and putting them up on YouTube. All right, her L2 for ice. Her L2, that's it. Let's go there.
Let's get quantum turned on. Hopefully this is her L2. Doesn't say. Goodbye, planet. Alright, so... Oh yeah, tell me to tell AI. Yeah. It's really neat. I mean, the idea is, when I was a kid and I was a dungeon master playing Dungeons and Dragons, but I was also a computer nerd. I was programming as a kid. I dreamed of having like a virtual dungeon master and could take me through the stories. And but somehow I could still be in control of them because I didn't trust other people to be the dungeon master. But I still wanted to kind of be the dungeon master. And that's what you're doing with this thing. You're deciding what the story is, like a dungeon master would. And it creates content for the page. And if you like it, great. If not, regenerate it. It creates choices. So if you want to treat it like a dungeon master and go, oh yeah, I want to take this option or take that option, or you can just come up and, just like you can with Dungeon Master, say, well, I just want to do this crazy thing you didn't even think of, you know, and because you can put in your own, on every page, what your own choices for what happens next. And in that, I think you can see that in that video where it's called The Darkening Mind. I made that first 300-page story. You could see me not liking the direction early on that it was going. It was getting too, I don't know, too campy, too going on about like friendships and emotions, and like it was trying to create an episode of Friends or something. And I started typing in, telling it some stuff that was much more dark and Dungeons and Dragons like, and got it back on track. And so you can, you're still an author, but of the story, but you can, it's like you have this AI assistant doing all of the heavy lifting for you. Very much just like the coding. I use it extensively for coding now. It's what making all this whole stream team thing was about, was me getting grind time in, like with games, role-playing games, you're grinding to build yourself up. And that's exactly what I did with LLMs, LLM coding, AI coding. I had spent years learning how to make these LLM type neural networks and machine learning and time series, anomaly detection, all this stuff. And now I've mastered how to use them to write code. And by grinding all 6 of those apps on streamteam.com, and including the website itself, and all of how to set it up on YouTube and all of that. I bet, no, I didn't even turn my shields on. I'm inside of the thing with my quantum engines on. I'm surprised they didn't arrest me or something. Because I'm flapping my lips. I'm like, they don't care. Don't flap your lips while trying to park. But anyway, so it is very much like what I imagined as a kid being able to do. My landing gear's not down. Neither's my. I'm just talking and not doing anything right here. I'm surprised I didn't crash on my way in or something. All right, engines off.
Engines offline.
Four. Nice. No, that's it. I need to set it down. I'm getting low on water for sure, but food too. So let me lay down here and get healed up. And like with all the other products or apps or whatever on that streamteam.com, I've got videos and all kinds of content and user manuals and all this stuff on there so that you can look around and investigate it, see if it looks like something that you're, even though I'm not charging hardly anything at all for these because I'm just trying to attract people to start working with me for right now, but still, people don't like giving up even $1 if they think it's going to be a scam or something. So look at the videos that I have on that website and see for yourself. You know, all the different, how you can make AI actors, or how you could do these touch screens, or how you can make your own 300-page story with AI's help. You know, I have it all documented right there on that website so everybody can see what's possible for themselves. And if people start putting up a little money and joining me, hold it, I bet, yeah, wrong. I just delivered. I need to jump to the next one, just probably should be, let's try her L3. But if people start joining, especially if people start joining the Patreon and getting on the Discord and brainstorming with me, which is what I really, really want. But sure, I'd like to get like somehow super rich or something, but that's not. There's no way with the amount of money I'm charging for these I'm going to get rich. So what I really need is for people to join the Patreon and traffic control, get me out of here. Join the Patreon and join the Discord, and then talk to me. Try out the apps and help think up features or better versions of the features I have, or entire better apps maybe. Who knows? Just never know when you start working with people what angle they bring to it. And that's kind of my bet, is an AI suggested the same thing when I started this whole thing, was basically getting as many people joining me as possible. And the fusion of our ideas together might make something really cool get created. Sometimes it just turns out being a hobby type situation, but sometimes something really cool can get created. Especially when there's new stuff going on like this AI stuff. And I'm a coder with decades of experience. I can pretty much make anything anybody wants because I have AI at my disposal and I'm really good at it now. So I just need the good idea. What's the good idea that humanity, that Americans that love this gaming stuff, what do they want? What do they need? What can we make for them? Have already made it and just need some new feature? I don't know. I think somebody out there has the answer for me. Collectively. Let's see who this is. It looks like either a bomber or a hauler. Let's turn my lights on here. That looks like a bomber. Where's her L3? I bet it's over there. I saw some overlap. Alright. One of the ideas that's kind of like the most far out idea for Tell Me a Tale AI, that story generator app that I've got there on my website, is this idea. There's a few different AI models out there that do this now. The first generation ones where you give it a picture. So I've got an AI that already generates a picture for each page of the story. So you give it a picture and you give it some text describing some stuff about the area around that picture, and then you basically tell the AI go, and it will turn that picture into an environment that's sort of like a 3D environment, but it's really a video, and it will take in, it will accept keystrokes like you play using games like WASD to move around. And so I could, for each page of the book, generate an image, give that image to one of those AIs, let it, and it's interactive, obviously, so it has to be running on your PC or being generated super fast on remote servers and streamed back to you. But that picture then, like, let's say it's a cave, like that's a Dungeons and Dragons type story, and it generates an entrance of a cave, some scary cave or something, and that's the picture. Well, then you could, as the person going through the story, not only get the story from that page, but then move around inside the picture for that page. It's not going to generate generally a whole world, but though I guess you could let them just run from this page off into anywhere in the world they want. But I think the idea is they can move around that general area, like 10 yards around or whatever, and inspect the entrance of the cave, sort of thing, or whatever the story is about. Let's get a landing spot here, a hangar. And it's on the other side, as it always is for some reason. And that, to me, sounds like a really cool feature, to be able to have like a little interactive video on each page. That makes it a little bit more advanced than just a book. Because it's interactive like that. Of course, having an AI read every page back to you that it just generated and showing you a picture for that page that it just generated is pretty advanced too, but that's like half a step forwards, whereas yeah, I was talking and I think I just went by and maybe it already shut the door on me. I wasn't paying attention, just flapping my lips. Traffic control, give me another hangar, please. Watch it stick on the other side. And it did. That's where I was sitting last time. It's messing with me for some reason. But those AI, that's just an idea for right now. Those type of AIs require whatever it is, $100,000 computer GPU AI GPU setups. So it's just not viable for consumers to use as a, one by one right now. But That's probably why all those big companies are buying all the GPUs, so they can have ridiculous numbers of them, so they can have people doing ridiculous things like that, and they have enough to spare or something. But hopefully not. Hopefully they're worrying about other bigger issues like generating solutions to cancer or something, and doing fun game type things like I'm doing could be left to consumer GPUs on their own PCs at home.
Landing gear down. Landing complete.
It's right in there. Turn the thrusters off, get out of my seat. But that stuff takes so much time. It was, like I said, I've been working 7 days a week, after work every night, and on weekends for 2 years straight, making this website and those apps. It was, yeah, unless people really jump on board, I'm not going to be doing that again. I want to spend some time playing games. If they're not interested. Why is my ship rocking? Weird. Okay, I'm at her L3. They need 4 food. But hopefully, tens of thousands of people will end up, AI will be guiding me on, like I said, making those shorts or whatever it thinks is going to drive those people here. Hopefully, tens of thousands of people will find out about my website and start trying it out. For some reason, that just did not. It didn't show the success thing. I don't think that worked. Something, did I put ice in there or something? Did I come to the wrong place? I'm not sure. I checked out and made sure I came to her L3 and may have just picked a spot in the sky. Let's see here. Her L1. That's exactly what happened. Okay, her L1. What do they want? They want 7 ice. They don't want any food. Yep, just like in real life, I can't drive and talk at the same time, or else I end up on the wrong side of town and stuff. And though I don't normally talk to people, just like at all, I love talking about the stuff I make, that's for sure. Start talking about my apps I make, and I just keep going on and on for hours. Which is why I chose to do it while doing streams like this, because that's about the only time I would ever do it. Okay, yeah, keep going. You're in my way. Get out of my way. Just turn. I probably have to turn it, but yeah. Come on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn it. Alright. Yeah, I can see the black stripe there. I think the way that you have to do it, so this always works in this ship. The problem is I got that little one back there in the way. Okay, that black stripe, you want it on the left. You want it on the left like that and pull it through the door, kind of push it up against the top of the door and slide it back. And then that helps it come right out of there. I think that's 7 ice. There we go, that's what I wanted to see. So even though the interactive video idea isn't really feasible right now, getting all this stuff made right now before that stuff is ready, before technology is there, means that as soon as it is there, you already have a platform in place, people in place using it, making stories. They're just waiting for new features like that to get added. So I feel like I'm getting in early, hopefully, on making these types of things with AI that are hopefully a bit different than what anybody else is doing. Even like that Lip Sync Flow, it's a AI actor app. It makes AI actors say whatever you want. There are other companies out there doing that right now. I think like 11 Labs does that, but you have to do it on their servers, using their services, and they charge a lot of money. If you mess up, doesn't matter, you still have to pay for that. Try again. If you mess up 10 times, you don't like the results 10 times, too bad, you just spent 10, you spent those tokens for 10 of them. With mine, it all runs on your PC. You just need to have the right type of GPU in your PC, enough RAM, and then you can just mess up all you want over and over and over until you get good. It doesn't cost anything extra. And those people are charging, like, from what I've heard, I'm not paying for that type of service with them. But like $200 a month, make this type of AI, or this type of AI actor videos. And I'm not right now, just to try to attract some people, I'm only charging $55 for it one time. I even have it set up to make it super easy to install on your computer, even though this stuff is not easy to get working on a Windows computer in particular. But I got it working. I got it easy to set up on people's PCs. And so, I mean, who else has it so you can easily set it up on your Windows and render these same type of AI actor videos on your home PC? I haven't seen anybody who could do that. I would have bought it if I had something like that, if I saw something like that. So that's why I made my own, and it works. I've used it hundreds of times. And Del Noran, Star Citizen streamer, he's used it hundreds of times. Okay, so I need to go to the next place. Her L3. Can I do it this time? Or forget it, I'll just jump to whatever, like I did last time, whichever one I see is available in Quantum. Yep, these two. Just about there. This went pretty quick. I'm glad I did another mission tonight. Tomorrow, or earlier this morning, I made a video with horrible audio. I realized afterwards that my audio was turned down too low, but made a video showing me making one of those shorts that AI is suggested I make to take and try to help drive traffic to my site. It didn't just like all of a sudden give me like a big rock. It didn't all of a sudden just like give me that idea. I had to go round and round with it, kind of like it acted like a business consultant or something. And I was saying, well, what about this? What about that? If you consider this issue, I'd prefer it to be more like this and that sort of thing. Went round and round with it until I came up with some ideas that I considered acceptable for spending time on making these shorts. They call it YouTube shorts. Most people probably already know what they are. I've just never looked at them before until recently, even though I know other people have, and I've seen them on YouTube. I just scroll right past them. They just look dumb. There's always like somebody making a stupid face on them or something. But apparently 99% of people watch YouTube videos as shorts or something. And so when AI said that, okay, well, I believed it because I've already seen that stat. So traffic control, let me in, please. So it's a suggestion of making a whole bunch of shorts, basically daily shorts, using these patterns. There's a couple ideas so that you can just follow the same pattern over and over. And then the first one I made yesterday, and I have it set up with some pieces that are templates in my video editing app. That I didn't make that. It's just something I bought from called Camtasia. And so I have some templates for video pieces set up so that every time I make one of these now, I use them today to make setting up a new one go a hell of a lot faster than the first one did. And I use my own lip sync flow to generate all the AI actor parts. And so and those are all done for the next. I've got 2 of these videos shorts done. I did one yesterday and one today, and I got 7 more of the AI actor parts already done for the next 7 shorts. I just need to use Camtasia to stitch them together into an actual video and then upload it into YouTube.
Landing gear down.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Thank you. All right, let's check the fuel.
Engines offline.
L3 for food. I just wonder if they ever actually print any information that says what space station you're at in here, and I just haven't been seeing it this whole time, but I don't see it. I think the only way to tell, to make sure you came to the right place, is jump up to the map and scroll out and look. L4, alright. So I did not go to the right one again. Once again, I think I just picked the first one available. So, oh no, I went to the one that was closest. The other one was twice as farther away. Okay, so 5 food. So that's 4 food. Glad I checked. There's 5. Get over. All right. Let's see. Let's start up the thrusters. Traffic control, get me out of here.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Quantum. Come on, don't end this way. That's what happened the other night. Same place. Let me in. This is garbage. Jack, let me in. Alright, well, the other night I thought about it after I'd already logged off, which destroys your mission, was that maybe if I went inside and opened up a hangar bay manually, maybe it didn't let me bring my ship in and land it, and not that it would stay open that whole time, but maybe it'll reset whatever was broke with it and won't let me in. I said, okay, there's landing pads over here. I guess there was some on the other side also. I just didn't see them.
Landing gear down.
Look at that. Hangar request completed. Not, but my ship's not out there, so. Hangar bay, exit 01. Or shit, I didn't look at which pad it was. Probably not one. No. Damn. No. Yeah, I left the back open. Starting to get going. All right.
Engines online. Launch complete.
I did it. They actually kept the damn hangar doors open the whole time while I was trying to find the right pad. That's what I should have done the other night, but I didn't think about it.
Landing complete. Engines offline.
Alright, let's head home. It's 2 missions in one night.
You are clear to launch.
Engines online. Launch complete.
think I hit all the buttons and it didn't actually work. Yep, because I'm exactly on the other side of the star. Okay, so let's jump up to her L4 first, get past the star, then jump down to Hurston. And it's not working. Okay, the servers are starting to have issues, but not until after I got my last mission done, so that's fine. Let's look at what my rep is. Yep, pretty close. 1 or 2 more. Let's see if I can bedlog. Yep, that's it. I was able to log out right there. Instead of fighting with the server, I got my 2 missions done. Good enough. Alright, well, thank you for watching and listening to me blab on about my website, streamteam.com, and all the apps I made on there. Hopefully, give it a